They left inside his call in Shingon prison. The snow leopard Tai Long catched the feather left behind the palace goose holding in his tail. He quickly used the picklock and trapped him inside the heavy torso armor. But now the commander and the palace goose were reaching main gate. Zhang was still trying to upper Zhang to see to stern commander. I'm sorry, but I speak. Just then the alarm blank canched him off. The commander looked around, started. I told the guards never ring the bell. Never ring that bell, he says, unless the prisoner. They reached over the large and the pier into the canyon below. They saw that Tai Long had thrown off the armor, had seen them, select him, as was now struggling with his heavy chains. He's loose, Zhang yelled in panic. He's trying to escape. The commander breathed out orders. Fire crossbows! Instantly, the rhino guard fired spiritedly at Tai Long. The clever snow leopard dug down the youth's sharp star-down break open the surf around the wise and it free from the chain. Tai Long is free! The goose cried. Tai Long is free! I must warn Chifu at once. The commander slipped over him, Zhang mouth. You're not going anywhere, goose, he growled. And neither does Tai Long. He turned to the guards. Bring up the elevator, he ordered. He's coming this way, Zhang shouted. He won't get far. He won't get far, the commander says. Archers, he yelled to the guard and scrolled the rhino with the bowls and arrived fire at Tai Long, who was arrived to the creature set away on the side of the wall. An ale snow leopard reached the elevator and the hang down around him. The wooden platform was covering with the spiky belted the arrow, but Tai Long was unformed. The guards retailed by cutting the chain, and the elevator crashed back to the bottom of the pit. Tai Long swung up the bottom of the elevator, but catching the guards by surprise. He gabbaged the chain and jumped into the narrow ledge. A minute later, it was the bridge, reaching toward the commander and the rest of the army. Master Oogway had a vision. The villain Tai Long is going to return to the Valley of Peace. The village gathered inside the Jade Palace arena to see Oogway choose one of the Furious Five as the Dragon Warrior. And the Furious Five, Monkey, Viper, Crane, Mantis, and Tigress, Po hatched a plan to the arena. The universe had brought us the Dragon Warrior, the light Oogway. The Dragon Scroll holds the secret, unless power, a limitless power. A palace goose warned the present guards that Tai Long might escape. Oogway vision comes true. Tai Long is free. Po faced his first offers and loses. Shifu catches Po sneaking snacks and doing all perfect splint. Now Shifu knows exactly how to train Po using food. Po learned fast once dumplings are enveloped. Po had a hard time opening the scroll. Can Po become the dragon warrior and defeat Tai Long? We're dead, the goose murmured. So very, very dead. Hush, the commander shouted. Not yet, we're not. Now, he ordered his man. Attach up the explosion along the ceiling. Surge the ceiling crashing down into the bridge. I began tumbling. With a powerful leap, Tai Long launched himself into the air and jumped him, falling below the failing boulder. Slowly climbing upwards, entropy, the rising top of the grab hold of the final string and explosion of slinging it down the guards. Zhang turned to the commander. Can we run now? You want to know? Yes, the commander replied. Run for your life. Cut. A second later, the door to the prison burst open, and the prison explode. Rhino flows everywhere. The goose crushed down to the guard, sculling his trapped and seat up. Suddenly he felt paws close around his throat. I'm glad Shifu sent you, Tai Long growled. I was beginning to think I've been forgotten. He stomached the goose, with like feathers almost dirty. Fly back into the Jade Palace, goose. He added the low voice. Until the dragon warrior is coming home. With that, they tossed the goose into the air. Terrified goose fluttered toward the Valley of Peace. Above him, white-hot lightning lit up the black sky. 12. Early the next morning, a going sounded outside the Jade Palace bunkhouse. The furious five quickly gathered at the entrance of the trailing howl. Shifu stepped up to them. Where is the panda? He demanded. Tiger shrugged. His room is empty, she said. And he wasn't at breakfast. Monkey put him. Shifu said, looking quick. I'll give Master Uguay urgent news. I'm afraid a little harder at last night, Viper remanded. Do not blame yourself, Shifu said timidly. If the panda the true dragon warrior, he should not have quit. As they entered the training hall, yard, Shifu let out a still gasp. Po started two sawhorse, his legs spurred wide upward, and the awkward look split. What are you doing here? Shifu demanded. Morning, master, Po replied. I thought I'd warm up a little. Shifu eyed Po more closely. You're stuck in the postnet, aren't you? He asked. Stuck? Po echoed, giving a little laugh. Yes. A second later, I'm stuck. I can't move. Shifu looked at Crane. Help him, please, he says. Crane unpacked for. Oh dear, he murmured. Gurnally grabbed Panda's wasted band and attempt to hoist it off his feet. The huge panda didn't burst, embarrassed both flush. If I could just, maybe on tree, I could get her together. 1, 2, 3. But Crane helped, and the message is to get to feet. Oh man, he said, relief. Thank you. Don't mention it, Crane mumbled. No, I really, Poe went on. I ever. Crane cut him off. Don't ever mention it again. He walked away. Shifu looked at Poe. You actually thought you could learn to full split on the one night? He laughed heartily. It takes years to drop one and two more years, epically commit. Flying 2 boards into the air instantly, Tigers leaped up, excited, and perfect split kick as he landed on broken clocks on the board, rained down near Poe, knocking him on his head. Still, he was out. That was amazing, he exclaimed, grabbing a piece of board and the swear. Then Shifu stepped forward. Let's get started. There's only one way to learn how to fight, and that is to fight. Viper started up Poe. Are you ready? She says. I was born ready, Poe replied, trying to sound braver than he felt. Viper swiftly lashed in the tail, Poe around wrist, and flew the air, and crashing back to his head. Sorry, brother, he called out. I thought you said you're ready. To everyone's surprise, Poe sat up, grinning widely. That was awesome, he laughed. Let's do it again. The Furious Five looked at the other then back at Poe first time. They couldn't have feeling a little respect the panda. His clammy, they thought, but pretty thought one by one. Poe surprised with the Furious Five, each time falling flat in his eyes. Finally, Shifu appeared. Poe, I've been taking it easy on you, panda, but no more, he said. Your next opponent will be me. The Furious Five edged nervously. Look. Step forward, Shifu commanded. Poe had brutally abroad when Shifu whirled him around with him to the floor. Then he planted Poe's arm behind him. The true part of the vocabulary you found to operate. You will make your supper for it, said Shifu. Oh yeah, Poe said, smiling again. Shifu whispered him around again, this time putting him into his finger hold to take his struggle to use against him. Shifu went on. He held Poe by the lip until it finally fails or quits. Shifu word answered up Poe. But the real warrior never quits, he replied. Don't worry, master. I will never quit. Frantically, Shifu flung Poe into the air, and the leap from the flying kick, and next thing Poe knew, he was crashing out of the gate and skidding down the steps. The Furious Five watched him go. If he's smart, he won't come up with the steps, Tigress murmured. But he will, pepped up Monkey. Inside, they could still hear the panda groaning his begin, edging step. Ah, ooh, ow, ouch.